how it works for us is we have two different classes. We got the pre-K through the second grade over here, and then we got third grade all the way through high school on this side. So my wife, she has this side, and of course, I have this side. So I'm gonna focus on my side first, and then we'll finish with the younger kids. So in my group, we done talked about a whole lot. And the main thing that I would say that we focus on is them educating themselves so that they can one day walk in purpose. And we explain that education is not simply them getting a diploma or a degree, but it's figuring out what's your thing and what's your calling that God has for you. And then you're doing that, and you're doing it really, really well. So about halfway through the year, we started talking about reflection versus activism. Reflection simply being just a deep thinking or a serious thought. And then that serious thought, it leads to activism. It leads to you actually doing something. But with both of them, you can't have one without the other. You can't have a person who's constantly being a deep thinker but never doing anything. Then you can't have somebody that's constantly doing stuff without actually thinking about what they did. So we talked about those two things, how they correlated. And then this morning, I brought it up again. We've been working on our public speaking, so they didn't know until this morning, but they were going to speak today to y'all and share a little bit. So I asked them to just do some reflection on this school year, and then whatever it is that you have to offer to the people as they come, that's what you're going to come up and you're going to speak about. So I'm going to introduce the first person, and then we'll start, and I'll have them come up and... Are we already good? And we'll share. So...
Just keep speaking.
I'm struggling. All right, so first person that is up, son. This is son right here, y'all. This is my son, Daryl Elijah Owens III. So you up, son.
Today we're given an assignment to write on, to talk about reflection, or what we learned this year. And what I learned this year is that you have to be excellent and not average. And I think that there are a lot of good and great and excellent influences that help me do good and do good with my grades and will help me later succeed in life. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time.
She's your sister.
Okay, and the next person who's going to be talking on this topic is Brady.
What I've learned from Crossover Academy this past year is that you shouldn't be okay and you shouldn't be satisfied with being mediocre. And what that means to me is that I have to find the determination and drive in myself to make me a better person. Thank you for your time. Next person to speak is Riley.
This school year is you have to study if you want good grades, and people will annoy you on purpose. You just have to work through it. Thank you. That's all my time. The next person that will be speaking is TC.
Attending Crossover Academy was an opportunity that not everyone was given, but I was. The most important thing I've learned here is that we were taught how to think, not what to think. So in the outside world, a lot of people give us information, but it's our duty to go out and research it and not just take what they give us. We have to form our own opinion. And I think our main goal here is to unite as one and to become one family and bond and push each other to our limits, because we know each of us are in a room to become successful in life. The next person I'll be speaking is Trinity.
speak about what we learned and what we got from this school year. And what I like to talk first about what I feel like my purpose of being here is. I feel like I'm here to get the education that I need, the proper education, because there's thousands of students that's not getting the right education. And I feel like Daryl's giving us the opportunity to be here. And one thing that I learned from this school year is that school is actually very important. Even if you're not going to college, you still need to learn the basic fundamentals to get through the real world. And I feel like Daryl is also providing that for us here too, and I feel like it's a blessing to be here. Last year, I always got in trouble. People was always calling my mom. I was either fighting, arguing. It was just a whole lot of stuff. But that changed when I got here, because I feel like all the time people talked about goals and what they have set for when they're leaving high school. And I actually found my life goal. And I want to go to college and be a journalist. And I'm glad I found that here. The last, and I think that is the most important goal, is that you need to love your neighbors. Even though you're not going to always receive the same love back, you still need to maneuver your way through that and do what you need to do and get with your goal. And I feel like us as a whole need to love each other so we could unite as one and help us progress in life and exceed our goals. Thank you, that's all I have. The next person is Christian.
Something I learned here at Crossover this year, something we talk about at least 5 times a day. You gotta figure it out yourself. You can't expect other people to figure it out for you. Something that shocked me here this year that I was not expecting. So when I first got here the first week, I was expecting the amount of kids to be here, like way more kids than it is. And that's all. Thank you. The next person speaking is Julian.
When I reflect on this school year, I see that I made a great decision to come here. All glories to God. I feel like God wants me to be here, and I feel really blessed to be at a school like this, and anyone would be lucky to come here. Thank you. Next person is Anton.
I'm gonna do it for the camera. Oh, back up? Okay. What I got from this school year is communicate. Well, when I was in my public school, I didn't know how to communicate. I used to be shy and stuff. Now I got here, I can talk to people that's around me or away from me. And the other thing I got here is discipline. I didn't really have discipline at McKinley, so ever since I came here, I started to progress each day. Thank you. That's all my time.
Owens. I promise I didn't tell them to say that stuff. That was actually my first time hearing it too, so I really am proud of y'all. I appreciate the work that y'all done put in. As I believe Anton just said, it applies to him, but it also applies to everybody else. Everybody has different things that they struggle with and different things that they're working towards, but I can honestly say everybody has progressed in whatever those areas are. So I thank them for that.